Hi, everyone. So, as Colin mentioned, my name is Logan. I do and have done a lot of different things in the fitness industry, so I came to share some of those with you. We'll get some time to play around with weights a little bit, and I can show you some exercises too if you're interested in that. I promise there will be time to talk and do some work after. This won't be definitely the full class as a lecture. So just so you're aware, it won't just be me talking the whole time. Cool. So before I begin, has anyone ever considered doing anything in the fitness industry? Does anyone even know that like the fitness industry is like a thing? Like there's actually like lots of different jobs and stuff you can do to get involved if you like fitness or health? Anyone? There's a lot. And I did not realize it was a thing until I started to look at my own family. And I looked at my own family at family reunions and noticed that everyone was overweight, everyone was obese, everyone was complaining about health issues. And I was like, you know, I don't want that for myself. And I started to kind of look into fitness and health on my own terms. I just started learning about things. Just for myself, my own personal reasons. And from there, I found out, rewind like 5 minutes. I just noticed that my family was basically really unhealthy and wanted to do some stuff for myself. Long story short, found out that you can actually get a career and a degree in fitness and health. So I decided to pursue that. And with that, I have been involved in a lot of different fitness and health activities, careers, jobs, etc. So I wanted to talk about a few that I've done and then also give you a few more options that I haven't done but know a little bit about to just give you just really brainstorming ideas. Maybe you're not even interested in fitness directly, but you're interested in finances, or you want to, I don't know, just work with people in general and like social services. This is just to show you that even in like a general theme of jobs, there's so many things out there in a specific thing that you can do, okay? So what I first started out with, and this was actually right out of college, was as a fitness director at a retirement community. So even though I'm young and I like working out, and a lot of young people like working out, there are old people that maybe do like working out, who want to work out more, or don't know how to work out and want to remain mobile, want to remain pain-free, and want to be able to basically get off the toilet, get off the couch, and do all their stuff without help. So, fitness director at a retirement community, that's exactly what I did. I helped in one-on-one coaching, some group fitness activities, just behavioral coaching, so talking with them about lifestyle habits. There was one lady I worked with who actually didn't have enough stamina to the point where she couldn't even walk across the room without getting winded. So if you could imagine right now, if you stood up and walked up to me and you were out of breath by the time you got up to me, that is what one of the females I worked with was dealing with. And she needed a walker, and what was that?
No shade, all right? No shade, because that's crazy.
I'm there to help. I'm there to help, not judge. At that point, I'm, you know, if I 20 years before that, obviously I would have told her different. But long story short, stuff happens though too. Stuff happens, accidents, genetic things. It happens all the time. So, working as basically somebody in a retirement community. Just working with old people as general. That's kind of a theme. That's been a lot of my experience. In addition to that, I do a lot of stuff with Special Olympics. In particular, we just finished our powerlifting season where a bunch of Special Olympians, and if you're not familiar with Special Olympics, it's individuals with special needs that have intellectual disabilities like autism, Down syndrome, speech impediment, all these different things. They still want to play in sports. They still want to be fit. So Special Olympics provides them a way to do that, and as a coach, I'm basically like a mentor to them and give them a chance to do it because Society looks down on these people a lot. Individuals with disabilities get a lot of things taken away from them. So doing something like this is a way to advocate for them and just help them realize that there is something that they can do for it. So yeah, down there is actually a picture of me. You can kind of see it vaguely, but I was spotting bench press for one of our athletes, and this athlete, I'm actually really good friends with her, but she has very poor vision. She talks in very segmented sentences where she talks and in the middle of a sentence, it's very, very hard for her to kind of talk coherently, even though she understands it very well. She understands everything I'm saying. Very limited ankle mobility. She's wearing these things called AFOs, which are kind of basically ankle supports. Poor balance, very overweight, obese, just has a lot of stuff going on. So somebody like me, working with them to give them a chance and show them that they can do stuff. Also, another thing that I do right now, content creation. So some of you are probably familiar that YouTube is actually a legit job, or social media marketing is a legit job. Not only you show off your skills, but sponsors will pay you money to have your products be shown by me to the world. You can get AdSense off of videos, so people who click ads on videos you create, you can get a little bit of money from there. You can also get, sure. Yeah, no problem. And it's also just kind of a virtual resume for me to show like, hey, this is what I do, this is what I've done, to get potential gigs like this, future clients, and I don't know, just show people what I can do. So I use that as basically almost like a virtual resume in a sense. And then in my hometown, I write newspaper articles, newspaper/magazine articles for two different senior agencies basically. So I don't market it usually specifically for seniors. A lot of my information is general health and fitness, but those are two places that again, just options for you if you really like writing and you're into finance or whatever realm you're getting into. There's options in newspaper, journalism, blogging, etc. Another thing I've done is in-home personal training. You may not be aware of this, but not all personal trainers just work at a gym. And one of the options that you can do is go to people's homes and do it. It might seem a little weird, and it maybe is, I don't know. I'd pay for somebody to do it. But long story short, it offers people a very convenient way for you to just come to their home and teach them fitness. Some people may not want to go to a gym because they're scared. If you're somebody who's really, really overweight or really, really fragile and weak, a gym atmosphere might just not be for you. A lot of the people who I've worked with fall under that demographic, which is why some of the people prefer that. The thing to be aware of with this though, again, if you choose any type of in-home services and in your career field, there might be an option for you to do like freelance stuff where you go to somebody's home and, I don't know, recommend them different tools that they can use in their life, or like a mental health counselor or something like that, where you go to like a child's home and a family that's a little bit broken and help them with something like that. Going in-home is very, very convenient. So just understand, if you go that route, you should be charging more. It's very convenient based versus somebody coming to you in whatever you're doing. The next three things are actually internships and just kind of what I call experiential learning opportunities that I got to do at the University of Iowa. I actually studied for a degree in exercise science at the University of Iowa, which is a Division I collegiate school. Really great school. But some of the things I got involved in. The first one, collegiate strength and conditioning coach. So this was cool. I spent a semester working with the men's baseball team and the women's golf team, seeing how their strength programs are structured, the ins and outs of like running a program like that, just seeing all the different nuances of like, hey, it's 6 a.m. and you got to be there for an hour because all your kids, all your students have classes the rest of the day. So you may be literally waking up at 5 to go to quote unquote work for an hour, and then you have to wait 3 hours for your next quote unquote client, which is another team. Just a different way of looking at fitness. Also really cool though, because you get to see very high level athletes in their respective field lifting weights. And it gives you some perspective of, oh, these women golfers, you think like women's golf, do they really need to do lifting? Yeah, it improves a lot of their mobility through their hips. It improves strength through their legs, knees, ankles. A little bit of elbow health is needed, obviously, for golf. So there's a lot of things that you can do strength and conditioning-wise to directly help them move better on the field. So if you're kind of interested in like application or working with really high-level people, strength and conditioning coach is a really cool one, which I think I have in the next slide we'll talk about in a second. Adolescent strength and conditioning coach. This was another really cool one, kind of opposite spectrum. Teens and kind of young adults that I would say they were like maybe 6 to 10 years old, who wanted to get better at sprinting, who wanted to get better at jumping, and who just wanted to become better athletes on the field. I worked with the local strength coach to help them do that. So we taught them proper weightlifting technique, running mechanics, plyometrics, so like the ability to jump and move side to side really, really quickly. Just about lost my paycheck there in one fell swoop. So all those things together to get kids, again, who are still literally learning how to move, period, how to run and jump, better at running and jumping. So kind of a cool little spectrum there. And then the last thing, which I actually did, which is why I'm actually here today, I taught virtually a personal training class, basically how to be a personal trainer here from my hometown. So I live in Iowa, it's about 2.5 hours away, and for 6 months I virtually taught a class on the ins and outs of personal training, so general nutrition, how to structure a program, recovery, different careers were kind of sprinkled in there. But it was just all the ins and outs of personal training, and I actually came and did the final here. But these are literally just kind of sprinkled in all the different things that I've done. I've had different things in each of these jobs that I do as well that haven't even been mentioned, like content creator for YouTube. You have to get good at filmmaking skills. You have to get good at editing. You have to get good at like marketing yourself and just getting good at speaking on camera. Something I didn't talk about, like public speaking. Obviously, this is a public speaking thing and a skill that's not directly related to that, but could be potentially on what field you're doing. So, yeah. Any questions on kind of what I've done, my college experience? If any of you are interested in going to college, maybe not even going to college, it is so invaluable to get a little bit of either training or just job shadowing in whatever you want to do or think you want to do, keyword, because there might be a chance that whatever you think you want to do, you job shadow for like a week and you're like, this isn't it. So it's much better than, say, going to school for 4 years for a degree, thinking you want to do something, and then by the end of it, you're like, this sucks, this is not what I expected. You guys have a lot of freedom right now in your time, and even just Google searching, what is the day in the life of, a banker? What is the day like? I don't know. What are some other jobs? I'm in the fitness, and I can't think of other stuff. Teacher, yeah. What is the day in the life of like a history teacher? Just something like that. There's so many things, and I would recommend... just seeing what's out there. There's a lot of things. Cool. Okay, so what we're going to do next, I'm actually going to use that chair. I need a volunteer. I'm going to show you how. Perfect. Excellent. Okay. We're going to do stuff with the weights later. This is going to be a demonstration on kind of how I look around lifting for age. So I have a lot of experience working with seniors and people with pretty, I guess you could say, big disabilities. So what I want you to do, how old are you? 17. 17, okay. Everyone pay attention. I want you to stand up like you are 17 years old out of the chair. Easy, good. Okay, sit down. Do it again, but more. Like 15 and you're really excited. Just get up as fast as you can. Like that. Like there's like something, free money. Okay, that was easy. It literally looked like she levitated through the wall. Cool, okay. So, those are typically not the people who I work with. The people who I work with or have in the past, disabled, ankle, knee, hip, replacements. Yes, so act like you're not, hold on, sit back. You got the right idea. We're going to do it more though. 90 years old, and you just had a knee replacement and your back always hurts. Get up out of the chair now. That is actually a legit thing. There are some people that I worked with who literally cannot get out of the chair unless people help them. But you can. Just try, even if it hurts. Oh, you could. Oh, that was easy. More pain. More pain. Okay, she's shaking. That's good. Usually people throw in like grunts and stuff. That's ideal. I think you'd try it one more time. Yeah. Lots of pain. Okay, there we go. Perfect. All right, excellent. Go ahead and sit down. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So, very, very difficult when you're 90 or just have a disability to get out of a chair. And although it may seem like a stupid exercise, getting up and out of a chair is literally a squat. Squat down, squat up. No different than me squatting down, squatting up in... Yes. So this is what I would want them to get to. But some of those people might be in a position where they never will be able to do that. So a sit to stand is what we call this. Very easy to kind of transition, make it a little bit more applicable for that population. That variation, though, still, as you noticed with our demonstration, you might not be able to fully get up. So how, if we were programming for somebody who's 90 years old, how would we make it a little easier to get up out of the chair? To the point where maybe they could do up and out of the chair like 5 to 10 times. Higher, right? Well, if you made it low, yeah, I knew what you meant. Okay, so I used one of these health books earlier. About the best thing books are used for now is actually props in classes. So what I would typically do is have either a towel or just some type of boost on the chair. Seems super simple, it's super easy, but you literally, when you sit down and up from that position, you cut off maybe 2 inches from the range of motion, okay? Okay. What else? There's 2 other things that I typically would or have done before that can make this a little bit easier. Think about, too, if you are somebody who's old, what are some struggles that they have other than just their strength? Like, when they walk, how do they walk? It's wobbly. It's unsteady. Correct. Okay, that's perfect. Excellent. Thank you. Okay, so if somebody struggles with balance, what might be a tool normally used for an older person? Okay, so a cane. We can apply similar mechanisms to getting up and out of the chair as a cane. A cane is literally just assistive support from something that's not your body, okay? One thing that I do is literally have anything in front of them that they can kind of use as an assistance. So they would grab this almost like a cane, hypothetically. They could, not necessarily though. If they have 2 of them, which sometimes I do this, right here, 2. Same thing, just light pressure with your arms, still using mainly your legs. And that's usually what I would cue people to. I don't want them to fully do arms. And usually I would realize that and you work with what you got. Sometimes I would even just assist them straight up. But yeah, using support like that as a balance aspect. Okay, there's one other thing I would typically do. And I want you to think about what muscles are being used when you do an exercise like this. Sit to stand. What muscles are being used? Don't overthink this. Yeah, your legs. Thighs, your legs. Yep, absolutely. So just generally speaking, your legs are being used. And although normally when we're doing a squat like this, we want mainly our legs to be used, you can also use your arms as well. Now, ideally, I wouldn't want them to get too reliant where they're always using their arms, but if they can't get up out of a chair without using their arms, I might try to build their strength to be able to do 1, 2, 3, 5 to 10 repetitions to hopefully someday get them to a point where maybe they're able to do one, even if it's a tough one, on their own. It's all about taking something that they can do multiple times and then kind of breaking it back down to hopefully getting them to a point where they can get out of a chair with no problem. Okay, cool. All right, we'll move this for now. I want to talk about just a couple different options. And there are so many careers in the fitness industry. I'm not going to touch on all of them because I made a lot and it's sort of dry. But first one that I want to address, because this is literally something that you guys could go do today. Personal trainer. Technically, you don't even need to be certified, although most personal trainers are certified with what's called a Certified Personal Training Certification, CPT. You don't need a degree for this. All you really need to know is just generally how to work well and talk with people, and a little bit about fitness. So personal training. A personal trainer is really cool because there's basically no end to how much money you make. And usually a personal trainer, you can actually decide a lot of your own rates, especially if you're doing stuff kind of on your own. So $70,000 in this industry is very possible. And again, I want to reemphasize, like, you guys could become a personal trainer like today if you knew a little bit about fitness, especially if you already know somebody who's in the industry. So education, no degree, technically a certification is good, but you don't need one. The other cool thing about personal training or just being a fitness coach is the online options. So if you're somebody who's really doesn't like going out in public a lot, I should say, or you just want something that's a side hustle and a little extra, the online route is really cool because you might be working a normal 9-to-5 job and then you come home, or maybe you have school, for example, and on the weekends you don't have a lot of time, but you want to do some online personal training. You got a couple friends who will pay you some money to take you through a routine, or maybe just give you fitness advice. Can fit really easily into your schedule, and as we know with Zoom and stuff, it's pretty easy nowadays to get that done. Cool. All right. So the next one I already kind of talked about, strength and conditioning coach. This is a really cool one if you like the idea of maybe someday working at like a college, like a really high level college. I'm thinking like Alabama, Clemson. What are some other colleges? Good colleges. Anyone? March Madness. Yeah, NIU, good example. Even just Illinois. There's so many colleges out there, which is the really cool thing because as a strength and conditioning coach, you could work at a really big college, but if you're like, I don't want the limelight, I just kind of work in a smaller school, they have literally strength coaches in high schools now. So like this is a very evolving field where beforehand you might only have strength and conditioning in like really top Division I schools. Now there's strength and conditioning in my high school is actually hiring for one, for example. I forgot to mention this in the last class, but there's also other strength and conditioning jobs that work what's called like tactical, where you'd be working with police, you'd be working with Army, firemen, I believe. All of these are different things in strength and conditioning. The cool thing about it too, is that the schedule isn't like typical. And I'm not a huge fan of like typical schedules. So you wouldn't like just clock in kind of like school and just do 9 to 5 of a straight strength and conditioning. It would be dependent on the population you're working with. So in the morning, you might only work with a team, or let's say you're doing stuff with the police for a couple hours. And then later, you'd get a little bit of break and that. So it pays pretty well. The only bad thing about it is you need an education that's usually in a master's degree. And also the thing that kind of stinks with strength and conditioning is usually you start at a very low level for a long time before you work your way up. But if you do work your way up, and this is the cool thing, Iowa, that's like my college I graduated from. The strength and conditioning coach for Iowa was one of the highest paying coaches, and he was getting paid close to $1 million a year to run the football team. That's obviously quite an outlier, but yeah, there's money in keeping athletes and people really fit. Speaking of that, who wants to come try out some movements?
Me.
Okay. What are you trying to improve / would you want to get better in your body? Any specific goals?
Not really.
Not really? I'm going to show you how to deadlift, okay? Everyone watch.
Yeah, watch me.
We're going to teach you how to deadlift. So normally I would deadlift with a bar. She got it. Okay, so a kettlebell deadlift is actually a lot easier version of a deadlift than a barbell. A barbell is like a flat bar on the ground. This is something I would start with for somebody who I've never seen deadlift before. Cough, cough. No problem. You'll be impressed. Okay, so simply you're going to have your toes and your feet about hip width apart. Watch, because you're going to show your friends in a second. Feet hip width apart. The kettlebell is basically going to be in line with your toes. What you're going to do is bend at your hips, and your back is going to be straight. Okay, so you're basically cutting at your hips right here.
That's easy.
Okay. It's easy. It's easy. Please. Look where I had. Yeah, you can stand it. You can move it too, depending on which way you want to face. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Like this, right?
So.
Line it up with your feet. Supposed to line it up with your feet.
Correct. Yes, good cue. Yep, better. Excellent point. Yep, line it up with your feet. And then you're bending. Yes, better. Good. Now straighten your back, Good. All the way up, You're good. Put it down. I'm going to have you do it one more time. There's one thing. So get your feet. Should hire her right now. All right, so your knees are going to bend a tiny bit, but they're not going to. So I want you to stop. Just a tiny bend, and then after that bend, it's all in the hips, okay? So bend your knees just a tiny bit. Stop. Now just bend at your hips. Hips. Yep, good. Now stand up tall. There. Very nice. Good. That's it? Anyone else? I mean, you guys were talking crap. I think as it show some of the. Yeah, please. Good. Do one more. Go ahead and put it down. What I'm going to have you do, everything looks solid except your back position. So what I'm going to have you do is think about arching your back a little more at the bottom. So if you look at me, you're kind of like this. don't think too much into it. Yeah, it's PG-13. It's PG-13. Yeah, that's not why I work out, I promise. No arching. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do... Bring him up here. Force him. Make him feel bad.
You not talking to me. You can look at me and tell me I don't do stuff like that.
Do you want to do an upper body exercise? Upper body? Do you want to work your biceps? Yeah. Okay, come here. We're gonna see how many curls you can do.
How many I can do? I got like
okay, here we go.
one?
One?
Yeah, just like one.
Oh, that's disappointing. All right, so we're going to use this. This is what's called an easy curl bar. It's in like a Z form. Usually people use it for different arm exercises, and we're going to do it for some bicep curls. So go ahead and grab. You can grab either on the inner or the outer. Doesn't really matter.
What you said?
Yep, just grab. Oh, I was saying, it doesn't matter. You can grab on the outer portion or the inner. You'll see. Yeah, that's fine. Yep, and go all the way down.
What you mean?
You're good. You're good. No, I was just full straighten at the bottom. All right.
No fat, weak guy.
That's it.
Tag.
You guys, yeah, please do. I don't know how much. These are usually like 15 pounds, so I'm guessing probably like 35 total pounds. Look at that. Yeah. To bust open the tank top. It's 10 on each side. I think it's like 45 total pounds. Yeah. All right. And then just bend your elbows all the way down. Yeah, not bad. Good. A little steady though. It's oh, everyone's trying. I like it. All right. It's good. Here, straighten your arms. Straighten your arms. There you go. To go get the 25s. Get the 25s next class and make them try it out.
That's awesome. That's not. Can you bring me here?
Okay, so what I'm going to go into next, we're going to skip that. I'm going to talk about just a few kind of non-mainstream careers. Just to, again, get you guys realizing, like, in this one field, there's a lot of different things you can do. And then after that, if you guys want to mess around with the equipment a little more, we can do that. So, fitness model. If you're somebody who looks really good, looks really muscular, and you don't mind getting pictures taken of you, and you actually prefer that, you can actually get a pretty decent living, and you can travel to a lot of cool places being a fitness model. Not saying that's something you would need to be, but some of us are just genetically gifted with looking good, and especially in a fitness sense, you definitely take advantage of that for what you get. Fitness influencer. Kind of something I talked about earlier, just like doing social media, but guys, like if you're really, really good at fitness, and if you're just start casually posting videos of yourself online right now, like there is legit money and opportunities in companies partnering with people like you, especially in like a big city like Chicago. There's probably a lot of small businesses in Chicago that would literally give you fitness clothes to say, hey, can you go wear these clothes? I'll pay you like $500 a post to wear these clothes and say, hey, I'm wearing this company, represent, they're local from Chicago. Stuff like that is a really, it's booming. Celebrity trainer. So you've probably seen some like the people like The Rock or I'm trying to think of, who plays Thor? The movie Thor? Who's the actor Thor? I can't remember. You guys are familiar with Thor though. He went through a pretty insane body transformation. Oh, Mark Wahlberg, somebody who he does fitness. So all these people have usually celebrity trainers that will literally make them a workout routine and put them through it. And if you think about a celebrity, they have lots of money and also lots of connections. So it does take a foot in the door, but you guys live in Chicago, which a lot of celebrities run through here, probably live here currently. Lots of big business people who have lots of money live here. If you think about a way to really make your time worth it, all it takes is one simple connection from somebody who's really wealthy to say, hey, I know how to do fitness stuff. I can give you a workout. And then you're getting paid $500 an hour because you know a celebrity and work with them. And then you could tell people, hey, I work with this celebrity and this celebrity and this celebrity. Those little things go a long way. This next one's kind of a cool one, a cruise line or retreat trainer. So if you like traveling, there's actually personal trainers who work on cruise lines. And what they will do, this is really cool, they'll sign maybe like a 6 to 10 month contract and they'll literally travel on the cruise liner for wherever the place is going and be a personal trainer to people who come on. In addition to this, they sometimes have like group fitness instructors on these places too, where they'll teach like yoga or spin classes or just group fitness classes literally on the cruise line. I've thought about doing this. But 10 months at sea, yeah, it's I don't know. Some people I think would enjoy it, but just another option. Equipment tester, photo shoot. Again, not something I've personally experienced, but something I know is out there. You probably have seen advertisements for Nike where people are running in shoes or lifting in certain things or shooting basketballs that are Nike. Same thing needs to be done with fitness equipment like Rogue, Titan Fitness, a bunch of the other big name brands. They need people who are fit and look fit and can lift to literally film product shoots of their stuff. So again, just another opportunity, kind of just thinking of creative ways. And then last thing, kind of goes along with the fitness model. If you're genetically gifted in fitness and health, something like bodybuilding or professional fitness athlete is something that you can make money off of. And again, just taking what you were genetically gifted with and going for it. This isn't for everyone. That's why I say non-mainstream careers, but they are out there and different things. And okay, cool. So anyone else want to try? We didn't do the dumbbells yet. Does anyone want to try out dumbbells?
You want to do everything. Just sit down. You go through it. I can't. Yes, I can. You find me out the bathroom. Just look.
I'm going to show, have you heard of a thruster? Do you know what a dumbbell thruster is? It's a squat and then you go into an overhead press. So you squat down, so you go down into a squat. Yes.
Okay.
You go down as low as you can.
Oh, wait.
You got it. Yep, and then come up and then press. And then do it again. Do it again. Oh, you got a couple more. Oh, yes. Thruster. Dumbbell thruster. You want to give it a shot? Yes. I like this.
Like this?
Yep, so you'll start with them at your shoulders. Perfect. And then yep, perfect. Yep. And then go as low as you can. Yep. Perfect. Oh, yep. And then can you press overhead too? That's the tougher part. The overhead press is definitely the tougher part. You got it. Try it one more time. Go down and up really fast. Press overhead. Ooh. Not bad, not bad. These are 20-pound dumbbells, and honestly, for women, doing 20 pounds overhead press is pretty hefty. So.
I be seeing some females overbuilt before, like half. Huh? He said overbuilt. You heavy on some shorty got like 20 pounds muscle.
Yeah, looks good. Well, duh. It's doing a set to failure. Well done. Well done. All right. Got one. I got another exercise. Anyone else? I'm going to show you a back exercise called a row.
Can you show me first?
That's tricep. We can do that with this one. Do you want to do that one? Come here, come here. You just showed me an exercise. Let's do it. Perfect. Excellent. Just remember this. Don't raise your hand if you don't want to come up. All right. So you were talking about an overhead tricep extension. So you have it like this, place it behind, and then you lock your elbows straight out.
Yeah.
Works your triceps. Yeah. Impressive. Well done. Very nice. Excellent. Cool. Just getting good ideas.
You want me to start with 51?
All right. I have one more exercise I want to show, and then this will be it. I mean, one more volunteer. Ideally, somebody who hasn't come up yet.
Yeah, stop.
It's just a row with a kettlebell. So it's a kettlebell row. Yeah, usually you'd use it with dumbbells, but it's just a different equipment. Yeah, come on, yeah. You're easy to do. Okay, so you will have it kind of similar to how you were grabbing it for the deadlift, except I have it turned because we're going to be grabbing it with our hand now, just one hand. You're going to keep your back straight, like you had it with the deadlift. If you remember, we were like this, back is straight. And then holding it, you're just going to move your arm, okay?
So bend my knees.
Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. Thank you.
Like this.
Yep. And pull it up to your ribs. Nice, good. Try to stay a little. It's a tough exercise. That's actually pretty heavy. Do you want to try the other arm? This is a really heavy one. Hey, hold on. Here, do it with this. Do it with this. This one's 35. Yeah, you'll be. That's 20 pounds. 20 pounds. So do it with the other one. You're good. Stay a little more. Stay a little more like this. Yep. Good. Perfect. See that? Pro. Got full body workout. All right, just remember all that stuff I taught you, and I'll see you in a year. You'll be a professional athlete. Anyone else want to try dumbbells, kettlebells? Everyone else did. I'll show you. Do you want to see? I'll have you do a dumbbell snatch. Okay? So you have it right here, and then you basically jump, and you're going to lock it out like this. Are you sure?
What was this when you had to like
The deadlift?
Yeah, the deadlift.
Here, come over here. Come over. Are you going to try that one, or do you want me to show you a different one?
I'm not doing the one they talking about. I do that one.
The one I just showed you?
Yeah.
Okay, so start with it in between. Start with it in between your legs. And then you're basically going to jump, and at the same time you jump, you push it straight overhead.
Like this.
It's 20 pounds. Here, I'll show you a different one. Start it overhead like this. There, that was actually going to be my next one. That's called a push jerk. That was good. That was good. Then just hold it. Then just hold it. Yes! See that? You do the other arm? Here, come over here. Come over. Slide over a little bit. There you go. Same thing, bring it up. Are you sure? You want to try it?
What's straight? Like this?
That's straight, boy. Like that's a
Nah, I go like this.
microphone, bro.
You're good. Is your left arm weaker?
Oh, nice.
Oh, you got it. Hey, she got it up there. She did a bicep curl. Left arm bicep curl. Hell yeah. It's respect.